call from Nia Butts to Mickey DeMoss.
Right.
And Mickey saw her, and then I went out there and followed up, and then Coach Wagner, her high school coach, and I kind of struck up a good friendship, so I kept coming out there. But
didn't you see Jordan too?
When I went out there to watch Team Concept is when I saw Jordan and Jamie as well, and I kind of said, hey, there's not just one, there's 3 kids we'd love to have out there. And Avina wasn't yet playing with Team Concept yet at that point with that team.
I mean, you guys recruit nationally, but what are the odds that you would have 3 from
very small,
far-flung state like that?
Very small.
They're all starting for you, all playing key roles. All 4 of them started.
Very small. That's well, and again, I guess you kind of joke. It's like if you're going to go all the way to Oregon, you're not going to go for a hamburger. This is a sirloin. These are fillets. These are Ruth Chris fillets. Fleming's. These are prime grade A steaks that we're going out. So it wasn't hard, to be honest with you, when you looked at Mercedes and Jamie, Jordan, and especially Mercedes, Jamie, and Amina to evaluate and say, oh my gosh, that's a no-brainer. Jordan was a little lower rated, coming up, but we felt good about her. We thought the things that she could do, she could really help. But all 4 of them, we looked and said, oh, they're bona fide, high major players and could play for us. And so, yeah, it wasn't like we were kind of going out there for like middle of the roaders. We were going out there, for home run hitters.
How do you sell Tennessee that far?
It is what it is. Pat used to say this all the time. I love this. She said one of the first things she would ask a person from far away is, how do you feel about leaving home? Are you comfortable with that? And she'd ask the parents too, because she'd say right away, she says, we can't move Knoxville. Knoxville is in East Tennessee, we can't move it. So you have to determine that right away. But the thing about Tennessee, we feel, is that it sells itself. Obviously, you've got unbelievable tradition. You've got a fan base that's extremely passionate. You've got a beautiful part of the country here. You've got a great university. I mean, this is just, we feel Tennessee is just a phenomenal place. So all those things, and then the opportunity. For all those players, we felt there was the timing was good for all 4 of them for the positions that we needed. So all those things combined is what we really tried to sell. And then obviously the tradition here of what being a Lady Ball is, the core values of this program, what Pat's established, what Holly's carrying forth. That is something that we feel is very unique. There are other programs out there that have great traditions as well, but there's something special about the Lady Ball program and the brand and what it stands for that we think is incredibly special. So all those things are selling.
And it doesn't rain 8 months out of the year.
That's exactly right. That's exactly right. Our winters are a little bit warmer and a little bit more sunshine.
Dean, a couple things about Oregon State.
Yes.
What is the irony, too, that you're playing Oregon State with your 3 Oregon players in the second round?
Oh, my gosh. Well, and then having played them a couple times previously in the last 3 years, it's, you know what, in this tournament, you never know. You never say never. You never predict things because odd things just have a way of coming around. But, yeah, it is somewhat ironic, but I'm less focused on the irony right now and a lot more focused on that team's ability to make shots and make plays because they are awfully – you know what? I agree with, I don't know who it was, Michelle Volpe or somebody said that they're underseeded. I agree.
Yes.
That's the best 6th seed team I've seen in many a moon in this tournament.
You mentioned Pat, and Pat wanted parity in the game, and you've got a top 15 matchup in the second round. Be careful what you wish for.
Well, every so often, when I go past her pictures on the murals of the wall, I just kind of grumble and go, are you happy now? Are you happy now? Because it has gotten so, what you just saw today, Central Michigan knocking off LSU. And no disrespect for Central Michigan's a heck of a basketball team. I'm a little bit familiar with their area and their staff and everything. They're really good. But yeah, Pat she'd be smiling, but you know what? I think she would also feel the heat of competition from all corners now. But I think that's exactly what your point is well taken. That this is what she worked so hard for. This is what she wanted.
Couple quick things about the scout. What do you guys have to do offensively to get the outcome you want?
Well, we can't settle. This team is probably going to pack it. So whether they're pack man or pack zone, they're probably going to try to pack. We can't settle. We've got to move them around a little bit. We can't just settle for 1-2 passes and quick jump shooting. That's not going to be effective against them. It's going to play into their hands. We've got to move their defense and really attack them. Number 2, we have to take care of the basketball. We can't, we've been prone at times to the turnover bug. That virus can't inflict us tomorrow. We've got to take care of the ball.
And then defensively, what does Tennessee have to do?
You start with thanks, Graham. You start with their shooters, but in Marie Gulick, they have one of the best frontline players in the. I'm going to say in the country, not on the West Coast, not in the Pac-12. I love that kid. I think she's got a very multi-dimensional game. You've got to limit her. You can't let her have a big night, and then you have to be concerned about their ability to make shots on the perimeter. So both those two things are factors.
And then one last thing, just looking around this place, you mentioned recruiting. What does this locker room do for recruiting? Because this place is unrecognizable.
It really is. Unless you look at that poll,
that was
no idea.
That was the only thing. That was my okay. Now I remember.
Then you have a frame of reference
yes.
where everything was. But if you don't look at that poll, you have no idea where anything is. But I will tell you this: it has been a tremendous help in recruiting, and so far. And again, we haven't been able to show it off.
Yeah, because there's still
done yet,
a lot of pieces that need to go in.
The response has been very, very favorable, very positive.
All right. Thank you, Dean.
Got it.